Oh, what's good, bro?
How's it going? How's it going?
It's going all right.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I was just well, today I was just at the gym. Went to a doctor's appointment, so everything's all good. So where
uh,
you at right now? I know you in the states.
yeah, I'm
So
in
you in?
Florida,
Oh, in Florida. What part?
Orlando.
Dad, if I would have known, like in 2021, I was there with my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, just as a vacation, or
yeah, vacation, cause me and her, we actually took a train down there for our second honeymoon.
oh, nice, man.
Yeah, because the first honeymoon that year we went to we went to St. John's.
How's that over there?
Yo, St. John's is alright. It got Dominicans though.
Right, right. Once upon a time, a lot of Dominicans flew out there.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's to the point. It's to the point that like, but the Dominicans they're more on St. Tom. They're more on St. Thomas
right.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, we was recently in DR, on a little vacation. We went there like in May, I think it was, and now we're planning on maybe going to Curacao.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go out there too.
You never been?
Nah.
I'm gonna tell
I,
you
I,
this:
wa- all right.
if you go to Curacao, it's a small little island, very small. So
Right.
if you're trying to do excursions and stuff, I don't know if you can see a lot, or do a lot. But if you got
Got
like a
you.
nice little resort, you chill there. The thing to see is the beach. It's called
All
Canepa.
right. All
That
right.
thing is amazing. I've never seen a beach like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you go out, that's the beach you want to go to, Canepa.
Hmm. Yeah. So let's see. So, what are the untold stories that a lot of people do not know about the movement in San Pedro? 'Cause I'm all ears.
Untold stories.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few on how it basically all started.
All right.
So the 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 whole thing was Grupo Unido. Grupo Unido was the thing that was keeping it, like fresh and hot. And they would copy what the Puerto Ricans are doing, which is the reggaeton and all that.
Right.
And that's what they were doing. And they'll get some bangers. They'll travel the whole island, performing and touring and everything. And they were the
Hmm.
thing. They were the the group to look at, to admire. They were the only ones
Right.
doing it.
Hmm.
Everybody else was copying, doing merengue, trying to do some bachata, um, but nothing hip like that for the youngsters.
Got you.
So while they were doing that, they were kind of fading out, um,
Hmm.
and it looks like Pitufo ended up building an underground type thing because he always loved hip hop.
Yeah.
He wanted to do an underground type group, and he named it Perfecto Clan. So that's where Shaka, Villano, and Vaquero, that's how they started. Just them three, from what I know.
Right.
Then Avalon, I don't know if you know Avalon.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah, Avalon. He came in because I think he was in school with Villano and everything, and that's where they met. And they invited him to perform, to be with Perfecto Clan for a while. Not like an official member of the group, but like he featured in a lot of songs. So me and Avalon, we good friends as well. And he was telling
Uh,
me about the group and everything, and I'm like, dang, all right. And I'm listening to their songs, and their songs are like moving around, like mixtapes. We're moving around the whole San Pedro. And I'm like,
all right.
okay, I'm feeling this, man.
That's what's
So
up.
when in DR they had these little competitions, these little, um, these little rap battle, not battles per se, but like competitions, right? And
Hmm.
they had their groups. So they'll announce it on the radio station. They'll have these groups and perform, and whoever wins gets some money or whatever they were given, whatever prize they had at the time. So me, I was in the culpables. Culpables was me and Botica and Abiesel. They call him Kojak.
All right.
So it was
I
just
guess
me and
because he was.
Botica. Uh-huh.
I guess they called him Kojak because he had a shaved head.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Or the
exactly why. So he he was nice. He was nice with the mic and very, very, very creative. Anyways, we perform a few times and everything, and that's where I met. That's where I saw Villano. That's where I saw Vaquero Avalon performing for the first time, and I'm like, dang,
Hmm.
this is. I identify with this type of rap immediately, right?
Got you.
So when, dang, what? Hold, give me a second. What you mean? Okay, so
And I'm here.
yeah, my hold up, my wife just made something. Okay, so.
All right.
Mhm. Mhm. So when they did all that, no, Baba, no, thank you. They did those competitions. When I saw Villano rapping, he started rapping in English. Turn off the light, Baba. He started rapping in English. I saw Vaquero's style and hip hop, the way he raps and everything. I saw Shaka. I remember like to this day the song that they sang was La Jungla. The chorus was
Mhm.
no podrás entrar a la jungla, perfecto clan y te lleva a la tumba. Yeah. And I was like, dang. And people were chanting the chorus. It's like they knew it. And I was like,
Wow.
whoa, this is fire. The way they did it and everything was fire. So then it was me and
Mhm.
Botica's turn. I don't think Abiesel, Kojak was there at the time, which is me and Botica. And when we rap, actually, when I saw Villano come down, I'm like, yo, that was fire, man. I told him in English, I was like, yo, that was dope, man. That was dope. And he shook my hand
Mhm.
because again, I heard him speaking, rapping in English, and he did it really good.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, all right, that's what's up, that's what's up. So when I started rapping, I never did the reggaeton part. Botiga was the one doing the reggaeton.
Right.
And they always had like a little separate part of the beat where it was hip hop. And that's where I
Right.
started spitting my verse. And
Got
then
you.
Villano saw me, and Vaquero saw me. Back then, Vaquero was Manuel MC or MC Manuel, MC Manuel,
Oh. Okay.
right? So when they saw me, they were like, "Dang!" Like they saw me rapping in English, they saw my flow, they saw my style. They're like, "Whoa, okay." So Villano, we we like to say that real recognize real immediately. So that's why
Yeah.
Villano started playing his. We started exchanging numbers. We started talking more, and he recruited me.
All
And
right.
I was like, yeah, man, I don't think this group, I can't be with the culpables. That's a group that I built, that I made. And I like, yeah,
Mhm.
but the direction that this is leading, and that's the one that when I told you that I was with Papo from Sandy Papo and everything, it was the culpable
Yeah.
Botiga.
Oh,
So
okay.
I said, this group ain't going nowhere. At least this is not where I feel happy because what Botiga likes is reggaeton and all that, and I didn't do that. And I don't think we could go anywhere with this. I'm not happy where I'm at with this. So we separated. We separated, and we left in bad terms. Like we were beefing,
Right.
and me and Vaquero and Villano and Huascal and Shaka, we were there.
Hmm.
We were starting, I started visiting more. I was there with them. I was already part of the team. I was already part of the group. But then that's where Huascal and Vaquero started beefing, and Villano started beefing, and Huascal started grabbing it because I had a whole bunch of like CDs with tracks and instrumentals, which was the stuff that we used to use back then. We didn't make beats like that.
Got you.
So he grabbed all my CDs with all my instrumentals and everything, and he just took them home and like, let's go, Brando. He says, let's go. I'm like, what? I said, I ain't going no. I told him I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay right here. But he took all my CDs and he took
Yeah.
them home and he started, he just stayed there. And me, Vaquero, and Villano, it was just us three for a very long time. We were Perfecto Clan, us three, just us three.
All right. So when the I know that there's a guy that I've seen like maybe in the later part. Maybe I don't know. When did Eric become into the group?
Eddie Clan.
Yeah.
All right. So fast forward. I went to New York. I came back. But I bought some ideas, some stuff. We make this one track. Me, Vaquero, and Villano. We make this one track called. This was my track actually. That I came up with the idea and the chorus and everything. Tú quieres sonar. Tú lo que quieres sonar.
All right.
And we spit there. Androide back in the day, that was Juan Carlos. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
Diplan is what he goes by. His last name. He goes by Diplan now.
All right. So Declan. So I was about to ask next because I've heard Declan, and
Right.
I didn't know that he was androided. But I've always heard the word androided thrown around when it's the capital rap. I didn't know that Declan was the original androided.
Yeah. Androide, we used to do stuff in his house a lot. We used to
Mm-hmm.
do like he had a computer. He was living alone because he was staying in his uncle's house or whatever, and it was always empty. So we was always going to his house and recording or doing stuff. And he was very smart. He was always super smart. This dude was always smart.
Yes.
And but he didn't know how to rap. He was learning with us.
All right.
And then when you hear "Tú lo que quieres sonar," you hear his verse, and he sounds real novato. He sounds like he sounds bad. But he
Right.
encouraged them to keep on going and to keep on doing his thing. And this dude took leaps and bounds. He studied the art. He did his thing, and by leaps and bounds, this dude just became a beast on the mic. A beast.
Ooh.
Like you listen to the way he started and to what he has now and what he's done. Because what he's done for hip hop in general, if you look him up, man, this dude, he started a whole movement called Pon Lo Duro with real
Oh
MCs,
yeah.
real underground.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I
So
be, I vaguely remember that.
yeah, yeah,
And just and not to interject, when I was in Jersey, right? This was like around '06, '07, right?
right.
So when um Vaqueros started with the Noma de Cotorra,
Yeah.
I could I I could tell you I was like, yo, for some reason I was like, yo, I identify with this dude. Like he comes from the same place as my parents. I'm like, and then I started listening to Vaquero more. I'm like, yeah, I got to meet this man one day.
Right.
And let's just say that in 2011, me and Vaquero, we had no, actually, let me see. Yeah, it was 2011 that me and Vaquero met because while me and Vaquero met, we was at Euro El Tina Lounge because me and Francis Belliard, we was talking behind the scenes.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, in 2008, me and Vaquero were supposed to meet, but then for some I guess some problem with with immigration or something like that. It didn't happen. So therefore, like in San Juda up in Dykeman, right? You had Moreno Five, you had Big Mato. That's when I met Tony Hasbun, MCD Etiqueta Negra. Otto Sanchez was there. A rapper by the name of Che Lee was there. So therefore, it was like, and then my cousin Young Sosa, he was there. So, and then Conchas, that's when I first met Conchasi. Shout out to him. And Limpia Bota too. So it was like mad heads from, from the Dominican movement in New York, and mad heads and mad heads from the Dominican movement in Santo Domingo.
That's what's up.
So yeah. So I have like some of the footage on my page, but then I have pictures also because because I could say I was there.
No, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good story, man.
Hmm.
But yeah, back to this one. Like when we did that one track, Tú lo que quieres sonar, Android, it was me, Villano Sam, and Vaquero. It was just us three. But Android, she showed promise. He showed hunger. He showed promise, and he studied the art of hip hop, and he started getting good at it. And we recognized it, and we never discouraged him. We kept on pushing him to do more, and he did, and he got really good. So then we decided to make an album. And while we're building the album, everybody said, "You're gonna do this track. You're gonna come up with this. We're gonna come up with these together. We're gonna have this track together. We're gonna have this track together. These are the names. Write your verse. Write your eight. Your 16 bars or your 8 bars or whatever it was." And we started doing it. So Androide, he told one day he was just chilling in his house, listening to beats, listening to or writing, and Eddie
Hmm.
Klein was just there because he loved that. Eddie Klein and Villano Sam used to go to school together. Androide and Villano Sam were going to school together. So that's the relationship from there. It's from Villano. Basically, Villano was the one that tied us all in.
Right.
And when Eddie Klein was always listening because he was a fan. He was a fan of what we did. And Eddie Klein was like, "Dang, I wish I could do that." I like, "Oh man, I could." You think I could do this? And he started talking to Juan Carlos, which is Android Diplan.
Oh,
He started telling
yeah.
him they were alone at their house at Diplan's house, and Diplan said, "Yo, let me hear what you got, man. I'm gonna put a beat on. Let's see what's up with you." So he helped him write a song, I guess, or write a track, a verse. He helped him like record, and he heard what he got. He said, "Let's work with your voice. Let's do this. Let's do that." And all of a sudden, when I came back to, because I used to go to college, when I came back to his to the to Android's crib to reunite and see what we've done so far and what verse they needed from me and everything, I'm hearing that Eddie Clown was rapping. I'm like, okay, that's what's up, man. The more the merrier, you know me. I welcome anybody to come through, man. Let's go. And he
Yeah.
felt very well welcome. And he was like, yeah, all right. And he started doing it. He didn't write anything fresh or anything like for our track, for our album. But when I left a whole bunch of verses of mine and I left to Florida. And that's what they built that album. And then Eddie Klein started building more, and making more and more songs with them and everything. I'm still part of the group. We're still in communication, but I'm now in the United States. So while I'm in the United States trying to figure things out, trying to do my thing, trying to get involved in music or whatever, and trying to push my team because I had our tracks and everything. I'm trying to push our team. I went to Sony. I had somebody look at us from Sony. Um, I went places. Back in the day when what's this guy's name? Uh, you know Calle 13, right?
Yeah.
You know the song Chulin Chulin Kung Fly. What's his
Oh yeah,
name?
with both you. Yeah.
Volpio. So when I went to Sony,
Yeah.
I'm at Sony, and this guy, because I had met with the connections and everything, and I'm pushing our tracks and everything, and the guy listened to me, and he was like, "Yeah, all right, all right, all right, I hear you. I'm feeling that. Yeah, yeah." So me vendió sueño. I was working with him for like a few weeks only, and he was telling me, "Yeah, all right, yo, the way you're gonna actually push forward, the way you're gonna do your thing, and you're gonna, get some limelight and get some recognition, and people start knowing you guys. Because I like what you do. I like your sound. I like it." This is what he told me, and he says, "But listen, this right now, this guy's what's popping. This guy's hot right now. So what I need you to do," and he gave me a whole pack of flyers, like a whole bunch of those cards that they be handing out, like in the Bronx or everywhere, like when they got a show
The
going on.
promotional flyers.
Yeah, they like it was Voltio, and like this is the
Hmm.
guy we're trying to push out right now and everything. But yo, trust me, you got recognition. Just help me out with this. Let's put this out there. And I really didn't want to do that. I'm like, all right, man, that's what's up. I'll do it. I grabbed all the flyers. I put it up my backpack. I went down and I threw it in the garbage, boy. And said, I ain't
Mm.
coming back to this. But so that was like my story until like while Perfect Clan was doing their thing in DR. That's where they
Right.
flew. That's where we started traveling everywhere. That's where there was a lot of competitions, like hip hop competitions in the capital that we actually
Hmm.
won. Because I say we because they were using tracks where I was in, and Eddie Clown was using my verse.
Hmm.
Um, and we won in competitions against the capital, against people with the capital and everything. And we started getting recognized. Everybody started hearing us and knowing us and wanting tracks with us. So Decano started hearing us and he wanted to track with us. Everybody who was anybody. Melly Mel was there and one of them.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name? El Doctor from
Yeah. I'm a
Alofoque.
folk music.
Yeah, El Doctor, he
Yeah.
was there. Like he was in those competitions, those little things that he'll mention it, and that's where it all began. Like the whole urbano type thing began. Like more,
Yeah.
we were like actually in the map. Everybody was, it was hip hop. Yeah, everything was
Mm.
hip hop. That's where they did a Dominican hip hop.com, I think it was called. Um,
Yeah. And then it was vijamanager.com before our focus. A matter of fact, the first hip hop website that I've actually met, which a lot of people don't really give pop store for, is what's his name? You had a guy by the name of Da Pastol, right?
I
And
think
then
so.
it was, and then it was and then he had a brother. So it was like it was omerenfeed.com or something like that. So it was actually one of the first that actually showcased Lápiz Consciente Hoa and Pablo P. They were actually in a freestyle competition in the street. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah,
So
like it was a Dominican hip hop.com for a very long time. I think it was Jimmy his name is. We friends in Facebook. I just forgot his name, but he was
what,
doing
what,
that
you
shit.
talking about? You talking about Jimmy Blaze?
That's what I think. That's what his name is.
No, because the Jimmy Blaze that I know is like okay, that he's like he has Blaze music net now, but back in the day he was with my cousin Young Sosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
And then-
Jimmy. I think he spells it with a Y.
Oh,
but it's one guy I follow him. I gotta get his exact name. We
all
follow
right.
on Facebook, but yeah, he was the one Dominican Hip Hop.com. He was in contact with me. He was always putting me on what's up, all our pictures and everything. He was putting it up on his page. I'm like, dang, we getting there. It was small, it was local, but it was still something, right?
Right.
And it started, they kept on working, they kept on working. I was doing my mess around in New York, trying to get money. You know how it is. I was trying to do all of my thing, trying to push it was like my whole objective was to make it in music with my team. That's what I wanted to do. So I was
Yeah.
doing my mess, trying to help the team. Like, oh, I'm gonna go in the streets. I'm gonna do this, do
Yeah.
that. So I started meeting some people, and this is a story that nobody knows. But I met some people I'm like that had connections to move from New York. I mean, from DR in boats, like
Got you.
to come out, and they had that connect, and it was cheap. And I was like, yo, this is the ticket right here. I'll take Villano any day because Villano speaks
Hmm.
English. Villano freaking knows computers. He knows how to make beats. Like, we can make it out here with Villano. Like, I'll bring him in. So I started telling him, like, listen, you down? You got the nuts to do this? I'll make it happen. I know I got the connects. So he says, nah, I'm good, man. I ain't doing that. I ain't risking my life. Don't worry. You'll see that I'm going to travel one day, and I'm going to do it the right way with my music. I'm like, all right, I trust you, man. And that's where it stayed at. And Papa Vaquero, he was like, yo, bring me, man. Take me. I'm down. I'm like, nah, man, nah. That he'll be, it was going to be, iba a ser una carga with Vaquero because he didn't know English. He didn't have any family out there or anything. And I was going to be able to pick him up. So I didn't want
Yeah.
to leave him in the streets. So I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be, that's not business for me right now. So we left it as that. So fast forward,
Is in
when
Florida right now as we speak.
was that?
Talking about Bijano, I think he's in Florida right now as we speak.
Yeah, he is. He's in Miami, near Miami. I think it is. He texted me just recently to tell me, and I was supposed to go and see him on Monday, but I couldn't. But I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna try to see him next. I don't know, maybe like in 2 weeks or so.
I saw him last year while I was in the Bronx. While
Hmm.
he was staying in the Bronx and everything like that. So,
Right.
it was a good opportunity. But then
Yeah.
that same year, which was 2023, I was hanging with Trisha Sam and you know Bijano's mom and his son too. And then Trisha Sam's wife. Um, and we were just having like a nice family get along up in the Guayacanes.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. But that's basically the fast forward to back to like where Maquero became him. You know,
Hmm.
Bombon is a good friend of mine. We played baseball. Me, him, and Androide. We were good friends. Like not like great friends, but we acquaintances because we played baseball in the same league.
Right.
And Bombon Yusuf, you know Yusuf?
I've heard of Yusuf.
Yeah, Yusuf is a real good friend of Bombon and a real good friend of Villano and everybody else. And he's a good friend of mine. We used to call each other
Right.
cousins, me and him. So
All right.
because our sound was so impactful and everybody knew about us in San Pedro,
Yeah.
Bombon was asking Yusuf like, "Yo, I'm trying to put my money somewhere. I'm trying to invest. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I wanted to maybe jump into music or whatever." And Yusuf's like, "Yo, listen to this group," and he put us all on. He like, "You got to listen to this group. This is the group." And he put us on, and he heard, and he was like, "Yeah, Rocket, or who's that?" Maquero, Villano, and everything. Like, dang. So he started listening. He became a fan, and
Yeah.
that's where he started investing his time and money in it. He grabbed when I was in New York, and Baquero calls me. I'm like, yo, I'm not leaving the group, but I'm gonna start doing solo things. People are talking to me, and I'm getting a lot of praise. People are listening to me and everything. And he started making songs on his own. He did Alcoholico. He did a whole bunch of things. I'm like, all right,
I
okay.
yo yeah. I remember Alcoholical. It was like there was a chick that used to braid my hair. Her
Yeah.
her husband was from San Pedro. She was playing all of these tracks from Vaquero that I never heard of a day in
Hmm.
my life before. I was like, and I started vibing to it every time I got my hair braided.
Right.
And this is why I was still living up in Jersey.
Look at that. So when he started making these tracks, he's telling me like, yeah, man, not that I'm leaving the group, not that I'm, but I'm gonna do my thing, and the idea is that once I go up, everybody go up. I'm like, hey, bet, man, do your thing, man, for real. That's what's up.
Yeah,
And that's where he started. Like he started. That's where he got that one song that became mainstream too. Está bien, me voy de aquí.
yes,
Pero devuélveme todo lo que te compré a mí, something like that. And
yeah,
he made a video. That was his very first video,
yep,
and that's where everything like boomed for him. Like everything was big, and he was starting getting shows and everything. And that's where he dragged Villano with him, and Villano started getting some praise. Um, I was still in New York trying to figure things out,
got
and
you.
I couldn't go back to DR. It's like not that I left in bad terms with my parents and all that, but it's like when you leave the pad, it's like it's a code, like not go back. You just got to try to make it on your own.
Got you.
And I said I'm not gonna go back and try to give them any headaches and everything. But I regret not doing it because look how the whole movement began and grew. If I would have stayed there,
Yeah,
Boom Boom would have grabbed me too, because he grabbed Beyond and started flying to Europe, and they started doing their thing. If I would have stayed with them there, I would have started
yeah,
flying to Europe, doing all these tours and everything, and maybe get more recognition too.
right.
But that was my story. I stayed behind.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
so all right. I know this is a sensitive topic. So what I know that one of the members is currently not here. May he
Right,
rest in peace.
right, Waka.
Waka. What what was the situation that happened? Or was it natural causes? Or was it the streets? I don't know,
Right,
but I've always heard, Wascott talked in great reverence.
man. So I was in New York, and the people I was staying in New York, I got home and they said, "Yo, your boy Windico called Villano." I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's what's up." And then he saw me. He like, "Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So just relax, all right? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know how this is gonna hit you, but relax, all right? This is the way." And this is an older man that told me, and they said that mataron a Waka, and I yelled. I'm like, "What?" And the man was like, "Yo, shh, 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 relax, relax." And he gave me some money to go buy like those cards that we used to use to call DR and everything.
Yeah,
And I called Yan. I'm like, "Yo, what happened, son?" Like, man, Wakal was driving in the Jeep in El Malecón,
right.
and some two guys dressed up in army fatigues
Mhm.
and haciéndose pasar por guardia with guns and everything. Waka
Right.
was with his girl driving a jeep. It was an SUV, and the guys was like, "Yeah, yeah, get off the car. We're taking it. We're pounding it. We're taking it back to the our cuartel or something." And he like,
Right.
"Well, why? Nah, just get out the car. Get out now." And they were forcing him out. And I guess he's not one to be like, "Nah, I ain't gonna turn my things in. Come on now." They pulled the gun and they shot him right there. So that was the story that Villano told me that happened,
Wow.
and that was a huge loss. We were, I wouldn't say that they were beefing. They weren't beefing. They already had squashed everything because
Mhm.
they had. You remember when I told you that when we formed the group. Well, the group was already there, but when I was integrated, when I was recruited into the Perfecto Clan, Huascala was leaving,
Yeah.
and because of the beef.
Right.
Me and Waka, we were supposed to like make a song together, and he was telling me, "This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to write, but write it in English, and do this and do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, bet, let's do it." So we was gonna do that as part of the songs that we were gonna have together as a team. But then they had that fight, and he left, and
Right.
él se metió a say like religious music, hip hop. So
Right.
when I guess he felt like he had to squash the beef. I guess he felt like he needed to make peace with them, and he invited Villano and Vaquero to one of his religious concerts. And he's like, yeah, and they made peace there.
All right.
Yeah, but then after that, it's like that's where we lost
Yeah. Maybe in a
him.
better place.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
it's crazy. I don't know if you ever seen. I don't know if you seen our video that we have, El Uno.
yeah.
You saw El Uno?
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot him out at the end of that video.
Yeah. Because I was like, because when I saw that, and then I was like, hold up. I remember when T Flavor. I remember when I used to follow like some little hip hop. It was T Flavor, and then you had Control and MED.
Hmm.
So as I told you, Young Sosa's my cousin, right?
Right.
He's my distant cousin, but that's my cousin. Same last name and everything. Like I guess you had a cousin. There was a duo that there was that they were producers and such. Pink
Right.
Tux and Sofa. I think Sofa's in New York right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Right.
when Pink
Okay.
Tux so when Pink Tux and Sofa was right there. That's when I was like, okay, I don't know. That's when I first started hearing about Anya Rap and Nino de Masfreco. Then I still have one of my boys who's still in San Pedro by the name of Vampiro. Um, who else? Who else I was talking to up in San Pedro? Dang, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to still keep it old school because I know some of the newer school cats now in San Pedro too. But I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
like around, that time it was El Vampiro, right?
Hmm.
It was Control MD. And then I think it was Control down the Rapper at one time or something like that, because I guess that group disbanded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you had Africa with MC Pablo. Who else? you had Con Consuelo. You had Obi-Wan.
Ob, yeah.
Um, yeah. My other homie from Consuelo, John Blow. Shout out to him.
Shout out
Uh,
to
yeah. Who else? Dang, there was another rapper, but I know that I found him, but I can't get his name right there. But I know he was another one from Consuelo too at that time. And then like it was like around 2009 and such. Some of these young cats from San Pedro, they went up and they made their own version of Caperón.
yeah.
But this time these dudes was just just holding up Presidentes and everything like that.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. How
I'm
you
gonna
doing, Irby?
I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna blow your mind.
All right.
And this is something that anybody could realize it if they just start doing their research and putting two and two together. If they have
All
the
right.
ability to do research and add two and two, they'll realize that what I'm saying is valid. It's
Yeah.
pure facts. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna connect the dots for you as I tell you this is gonna blow your mind. And we're
All
gonna end
right.
it at that right there, right? So I'm gonna
Got
tell you
you.
this right quick. So Baquero, I'm gonna jump fast forward into the future into what should have been. All right. What should have been is Baquero, now hear me out, should be at the level of Bad Bunny. Baquero should have the recognition and all the praise and all the accolades and everything that Bad Bunny has. It should have been in his hands. He
Right.
he could have been that in that right there. He could have been him.
Hmm.
Now I'm gonna help you connect the dots on why I say that. He could have been at that level if he would one would have been humble, two would have been manageable, and three would have think outside of the box. Now I'm gonna help you connect the dots. Why I
All
say that?
right.
Why I say that? I'm not delusional. I'm gonna speak
I,
facts.
all right.
Baquero, and I have me and Villano and everything. I have emails. I have voice notes. I have chats, and I have everything to support everything I'm gonna tell you right now. When we were making the song El Uno, the video and everything, we were before the Uno, we were making tracks and we were analyzing what we were gonna do because we were gonna do a whole album. That's what we were gonna
Right.
do. That was what Baquero wanted. And he got
Hmm.
it together. He did a chat. He built a chat for all of us. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is like one last bang. This is all of us together. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And he wanted to do it. Lapis did his thing with El Almi.
Right.
Baquero should, he should bring us all out there. So we all agree, let's go. And we did the one that started it was El Uno.
Yeah.
And as we're making our tracks, making our verses and everything, I got out of retirement to freaking rap because I wasn't rapping for a very long time. And they got me out of retirement to do it.
I
While all
remember.
this is happening, Villano is like, yo, we should start doing trap music. We should start doing trap. We ignored him. The whole group ignored him. I was the only one that was telling them like, "Yo, I'm down. Just send me some beats. Send me some stuff to like write. Or what we gonna write about? What you want to write? Mandame tema. I'll do it. I'm down.
Right.
But nobody else followed the leader. Nobody else followed. Nobody else. And Villano was always saying it.
Got you.
Androide or Diplan was like, yeah, yo, he was there. He could vouch for me. He'll tell you exactly how it went down too.
Right.
Um, Eddie Klein, Vaquero, a few times responded. I'm like, yo, is that I don't know how to do trap. That's a level that I don't follow. And Villano was like, yeah, man, you did a track with Melly Mel. That one track that you did with her, that sounds like trap. Like we could do
Oh
trap.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that joint that he did with Melly Mel. Yeah.
Yeah, he like we could do trap. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm telling you, if you rewind all the way back to when it Uno came out, months before that, months prior, we were already talking. And he's
All
saying,
right.
let's do trap music. That thing is coming in hard. Let's do trap.
Right. Right.
And nobody followed. Villano always had, Villano always had, he was always ahead of the game. He always had a vision. This dude is always 10 steps ahead of what's going on. And unfortunately, la gente no le llega to his capacity. So he has to tone it down.
Got you.
He has to tone it down to a level where everybody is like, okay, he's nice, he's nice. But if he brings the bar up again, nobody's gonna follow, nobody's gonna understand it because he's too international. He's too
Right.
he's too ahead of the game. He's too far out, and he keeps on
Yeah.
doing that. And he never tones it back down. He does, but then he goes back up again, and nobody gets to like understand the way he does. He's an icon.
There's
I'm not
nobody.
going
No,
to.
yeah, 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 nobody understands his thought process.
Yeah.
And I was telling dudes up in New York, right?
Hmm.
Not New York, no, Philadelphia, because I used to go to a Dominican haircut, right?
Hmm.
I went up out and they do, you know like how some Dominicans they are. They're like, oh, Villano and all this stuff. I was like, yo, bro, it's strategy, bro. It was like strategy. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, what he doing is strategy. When when these guys heard, it was like when they heard me say it, it was like, yeah, you actually know Vijay. I was like, I'm telling you, it's strategy.
Yeah, man.
This, like like one thing I gotta say when I met Vijano, he's very super humble and everything like that. And even in some of his posts, I'll tell you this: when I got married, he like on my Instagram and stuff, he was shouting me out and everything like that. I was
That's
like,
dope.
thank you, Vijano.
Yeah.
Now back to Vijano's strategy. A lot of people they could go around and talk crap about Vijano and everything like that, but Vijano has been doing stuff outside the box from whenever I was listening to him.
Hmm.
It was some of my stuff that I didn't understand, but I did know that Vijano is outside the box. And just one thing that I know, which a lot of people don't know. You know who went up and gave Huda his name?
Who what now?
Huda.
Yeah.
It was Vijano that gave him that name.
Oh, Yano gave him blessing with that name.
Exactly.
Hmm. I'm
That
telling
right.
you, he's a
That's
he's a
right
he's
there.
he's a
That's right
mastermind
there.
behind everything, man.
Yeah.
He had the vision. He had the
Hmm.
vision that not everybody has. We didn't have it.
Right.
We were like, all right, we're gonna do El Uno, we're gonna do some more hip hop, we're gonna bring it back underground, inject this hip hop into their veins. This is what we're doing. We're gonna want, and that's where we were staying at. But Rihanna was like, let's
Yeah.
do trap music. Let's do trap. Yo, it's coming up. It's yo, that thing is coming up hard. Again, calculate the time that came out, that trap music started coming out, and what
Right.
he started telling us. We could have been the pioneers in DR of trap music.
Yeah, but then if you really look at it, that could have been y'all could have been the pioneers of trap, but it's like okay,
What?
maybe you could correct me or anything. But the first person that I heard when I say trap, right? That's trap Latino.
Right,
A lot of people could go around and talk about okay, Thali, Messi, and everything like that,
right.
and maybe to the point of my homie ARP from Manhattan. Shout
Yeah.
out to ARP Music.
Shout out.
But the first person that I could actually say that I heard a first trap Latino or trap Dominicano from, I have to give this guy his flowers.
Who
It
that?
had to be R1.
R1, okay.
Yeah, because I'm saying for me, because that was the only first Latin trap that I've actually listened to. Because if you really look at it, he made a lot of other songs, right? But then whenever he actually made like Dominican Niggas One, he had Dominican Niggas Two, right? That was the one that he actually did with I think Melly Mel's and I think he did it with Melly Mel and I think JR Ryder, right? But it was like on the trap beat, right? Then you had like I think there was Dominican Niggas Three that came around that same format, and now I think he has Dominican Niggas Four. So if you actually look at the original from I guess the one and two Dominican Niggas, like the beat is actually trap. So therefore, you can see that certain things was evolving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Now this is good. This is the part where I'm gonna blow your mind at. This is where the punchline comes.
All right.
While Rihanna's telling us let's do trap music, if you calculate the time, few months prior, maybe even a year prior to El Uno, Rihanna's telling us let's do trap music. That was years back. Now, if we would have done trap music, if Vaquero was manageable, if Vaquero was more humble, if Vaquero was able to see outside the box, and Vaquero would have been keyword. I'm gonna repeat it. Keyword is manageable. We he would have been in the level of Bad Bunny. Why I say that? Who is he friends with? Who is Vaquero friends with?
Don't know more.
Yeah, Don Omar. Who else? Boricua.
Hmm. It was Don Omar that I know that he was friends with. Zion and Lennox. Zion and Lennox.
Yeah,
Because
but who
because
else?
well, who else?
Yeah, who else that he's really good friends with and recognize the talent that Vaquero is, says it in interviews and everything. Boricua.
Don't tell me Tego.
No, no, no. Well, they met but not friends. But
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint. Se partió el lobby remix.
I got him. But
Arcángel.
but there's one thing
Now,
that we gotta say though.
now let me blow
I
your
got him
mind.
a boy.
Let me. This is the part where where I blow your mind.
All right.
Vaquero and Arcángel are friends. Arcángel wanted to sign Vaquero. Arcángel wanted to be wanted Vaquero under his belt, and Vaquero decided, like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Got you.
Arcángel respected him, like, all right, do your thing, man, do your thing, and he still recognized how nice Vaquero is.
Yeah.
¿Quién sacó a Bad Bunny?
You know what?
Who
I
put
got
Bad Bunny in the limelight?
I got him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did he take him out? What was the limelight? What was the music? What was the genre?
It
Trap.
was trap.
So you see the connection?
Right. Meaning that yeah, I see what you're saying. But
Vaquero Villano was the one telling us let's do trap for the longest. This is before Bad Bunny came out with Que Curry la mete hasta que
yeah,
tu aldea. It was
yeah.
way before that. Villano's telling us let's do trap. This thing is coming out hot. We would
Yep.
have done trap.
Y'all
Vaquero
would have been
would have been
y'all would have
more.
been in another you would have been in another level than y'all are now.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
yeah. And I'm
You see,
and it's like to me, right? There's one I got my critique too. Bakado, you cool with me, even though I haven't seen you like in years. But one thing I'm gonna say is this. There could have been one track in 2016, right? That could have went further than it can be. But I guess there was no promotion or anything like that. Because think about it. 2016, I think it was FIFA World Cup or something like that. I knew it was some worldwide spin. It was some worldwide sports event that happened at that time, right?
right?
So Nico and Vaquero went up and they made a song called Ponte, right?
Okay.
Now, shout out to Nico because he's an excellent producer too and everything.
Oh yeah.
If that song were to actually go further than it was, that could have been like the whole summer anthem in the United States.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, and it's like if you really look at it, right? That I could agree with you with the manageable part, right? Because think about it. Francis Boyar was his first manager, right?
Yeah.
And then he had Chomo Brenes.
Hmm.
Now, when he's in the United States, it's at the time it was Anduhal, right?
Hmm.
Then it was Cachovi. You listen to all the managers that I'm calling out.
Right.
Then now it's this Austriaco what's his name uh Mercenario Music, and when he's in the United States I guess it's still on Duhard when it's yeah when it's the parties and such, but his real manager in the United States is actually Moreno Five.
Oh, for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Moreno Five was his manager.
Yeah, like, cause I think the manager or road manager. Don't quote me, but a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's one thing I could actually say the manageable part because just look at just look at the managers, right? Because if this is my thing, if I think that I'm not giving no fault to any of the managers because they did their thing. If I think he, one thing I could actually say, bro, if he was with Francis Belliard, I think he would have went further if he still had Belliard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Belliard, a lot of people don't know, Belliard is still the manager of one of his brothers, Kunin.
You serious?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I didn't
Because
know that.
yeah, because it was like he was like, okay, I'm not Bakudo's manager no more. But I wanted to do a song with Kunin, but after a while, I started like after my mother passed away, I started having like a disinterest in the music. Now, even though I'm in my 40s, I'm trying to get back into it, but like maybe in another avenues or something like that. But in the days that I really wanted to actually make certain stuff pop, I kid you not. I was like, yeah, I want to do a song with Kunin. It was that guy, just drop a stack and that's it.
Hmm.
So I know that for a fact that 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 Belliard is still the managers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Nah, man.
Yeah.
That's like the everything in a nutshell in terms of like what happened, and where we could have been if this could would have
Right.
this guy would have been way more humble, more manageable, and the ability to see outside the box. Now again, humble in a way like, listen, you don't know all the things, you don't know everything. You need a team.
Right.
You need a team. You need to invest. Be humble. That's one.
Right.
Manageable. We already explained that.
Yeah.
And look outside of the box. Like, bro, Villano was telling you, let's do trap. You ignored him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So all this stuff, you pause. You kind of like you destroyed everybody's future with that one because he could have been huge. Look where Bad Bunny's at,
Right.
and the talent is there. The talent is there
Yeah.
because we have talent, tons of it, oozing out of us. You put a beat, and we're gonna kill that beat. The
Yo.
talent is there. Vaquero is super talented.
Uh huh.
Villano, ni se diga, that dude is extremely talented.
Yo.
De Plan,
Hmm.
Eddie Klein, T Flavor, me. We all got our talents, and
Yo.
if he
Yo.
would have been those three things that I mentioned,
Hmm.
we would have been one of us, maybe even two. We would have been in a status that who's alpha, el alpha, who's running
Right.
that. It would have been us.
All right. So therefore, this is what I'm thinking. And even though it's just by a long shot, me, and Bijano, and whoever wants to be right there, we're going to talk behind the scenes because I do have a plan about something. All right.
Hmm.
I see certain Dominicans. They're doing what they're doing now, but I'm like, yo, there's certain things that I'm seeing which is shifting and everything like that. Certain music genres that might be dying out and stuff. I'm thinking about something, but the thing is though, nobody has really executed it yet. So we're talking within the WhatsApp group that I have
Right.
because I've been having this idea for like 2 years, but nobody has executed it to perfection yet. Now I'm not a producer, but Vijano is.
Right.
I'm thinking about something that nobody has done or nobody has ever think of doing. So I'm going to tell you my idea, and I think this could actually be what you was talking about. But uh we'll talk behind the scenes about that. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'll be all ears, man. And you know what? Since you want to involve Viano and everything, I'll do you one better. When I go over there to go see him, I could call you and we could talk that.
Yes.
When
I
I
got
go,
Bijan's number too.
yeah. So when I drive up to him,
Hmm.
I'll call you and we'll talk business. We'll talk about ideas and stuff.
Uh,
He's always invited me. I don't know if you know Blanca Conculo. That this dude, this dude invited me to sing that track, to be in that track.
I mean, like, okay, this is my own critique, but maybe then maybe I'm not qualified, right?
Mhm.
How many Blanca Conculos that Vijano has made over the years?
He's always remixing everything. But
Exactly,
yeah, the original,
exactly.
the original track when that thing came out, it was he invited me to be in it. The original. I had taken a trip
Yeah.
to DER to visit my fam and everything, and this is when my daughter was 2 years old.
Hmm.
That was 12 years ago. 12,
Yeah,
13 years ago.
yeah, yeah, because I remember that Vijano moved to the capital
Yeah. So.
yeah, because the thing is though, I was there in 2012, right?
Hmm.
So when I was there in 2012, I was walking up in Sarmiento, and like when you go to Sarmiento and Cuba de Leon, right? You
Yeah.
walk right up, and then there was a store by they called that it was a store near in front of Vijano's old house, which is called Janelli, right?
Yeah.
So when me and my stepbrother we was walking around there and everything like that, we went up to talk to the female. Now the female was scared of me, of course, because of my height and everything like that. Because she was like, "Oh, I didn't know he was a big man like that. I thought he was just regular." I was like, "Crap."
Yeah.
Anyway, she showed me. Anyway, she showed me Bijano's old house. I was like, "Okay, I see that this house is actually nice and everything like that." Like, I was like, "Wow, if I had the money, I might buy that joint. Who knows?"
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nah. But when he's always invited me, like he had that one track he invited me before, and he did that. It's funny because when he did that in front of my wife. And me and my wife,
yeah.
my wife don't like me rapping. She don't like me doing none of that. She's like, that's old. We're not doing this anymore. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm a family man now. So when he invited me, like, yo, we're gonna do Blanca Congula, you and me, and I'm like, oh my god, right in front of her, and she just looked at me and looked at him like, no, you're not singing that. I'm like, well, there it goes, and
Uh,
it became a banger. He did it with somebody else, and it became a banger. Another track he invited me in, um, on another visit I had was Josie Soy Rap.
yo,
Josie Soy Rap. He told me, and this is a funny story, dude. He had this here. Like, listen to this track. Listen to this. Listen, this is what I'm building. I'm gonna invite a whole bunch of people to come in it and everything, and Perfecto Clan. Everybody, we're all gonna be in it. This is what he said. And now that I got you here, I got you here. So escribe un tema, escribe un verso. Esta la pista, escribe un verso. And we're gonna rap over this, and everybody in the group, and I'm gonna invite more people, and we're gonna make this a banger. We're gonna make this an anthem. And I'm like, all right, bet. When I went the next time, Alofoque grabbed the CD off of his radio. You're like, we heard the Josie Soy Rap. He just grabbed it and took it away from him. That's what Villano told me. But like, this dude just grabbed the CD and he basically stole it
yep,
and he put it out there. And he invited like a whole bunch of people and everything, and it was supposed to be us, you know.
right.
So I'm telling you, man, I got stories, boy.
I know. I mean, like, yo, that's why we have Historias Urbanas, because you know what? We got stories.
Yeah.
My whole thing is my whole thing is this.
Yep.
We have to we have to go around and try it since we have stories and everything like that, because the younger generation don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that some of the younger generations, they're repeating our mistakes. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is with the Historia Urbanas is that we could try to educate the younger crowd, not to make the same mistakes as we did. One thing I could actually say, which is happening within the New York City movement, was it could have been way better than it is right now if we didn't let all the street crap permeate permeate the movement and everything. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. If you look at the Dominican urban movement, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody could be rich. Everybody they talk about how better they are. Okay, the competition aspect, right? But why almost like maybe 45% of the artists, right? It's like they're always catching cases. They're all going to jail. They're part of an indictment and everything like that. And then on top of it, people could mix the street, what goes on to the streets, into the business. But then if you have like a whole bunch of talented artists that keep going to jail like every year and everything, like how we as a movement is supposed to progress when everybody's going to jail? Some got to give. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
So so my thing is with Historia Urbanas, not only in Santo Domingo, but here in the United States also, in Europe, we gotta have to we have to go and try to change this because there's a lot of there's a lot of ignorance that is being put out. So and then think about it. The only like back in the day, right? You had a whole bunch of people who were they might have been somebody, they might have go put like certain stuff which is funny and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like you have all these kids or young people in the Dominican Republic, right? That they think that what they have to do is, show their naked body just to get on and everything like that. And then half of the time they're doing all that. They're not even going to the United States or Europe. And me personally, I have an idea, but nobody's done it yet. Call V Johnstown whenever you go right there, and we have to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is me thinking about outside the box. So hopefully, with the Perfecto Clan and anybody else who was like minded, we could actually do this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I I I I appreciate your vision and your trust and who could take that or who could actually see your vision as well.
exactly.
So, but yeah, yeah, definitely. I'll shoot you a text when I'm heading over there, and then I'll call you
All right, bro.
when we there and we discuss business.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna leave it at that one, man.
Yep.
So
I
you
mean,
this
I mean, I'm.
this
What,
was a really good talk. Good nostalgia.
exactly. And you know what? I'm honored to actually speak to you, Gaddafi.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm actually honored to speak with you,
Oh
Gaddafi.
man, same here, my man. Same here. Same here.
Yeah,
I enjoy these talks, man, and the fact that people will like will give the time of day to hear the stories, to hear facts, to hear how the history went down. Hear my side. That's an honor to me,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Well, we'll stay in touch in the chat, my guy.
Anytime, bro. And you know what? Stay blessed, man.
Igual.
Igual. Well, that is it. Historias Urbanas con Don Armando. We were chopping it up with the legend Gaddafi from Perfecto Clan de San Pedro. Check it out next week. I might have a special guest, a real good friend of mine. So stay tuned. I'm out.